All right, so today we are going to talk all about Aeon. And so let me start by letting you know what Aeon actually does in the body. And for those of you that really want to go deep into the science, you can actually go to your LifeWave website. In the bottom footer where you can see the word science, there's a whole category. There's a really great clinical study on Aeon itself. So for those of you that want to go deeper into this, feel free to do that. But let me tell you this in short. Aeon actually activates. The Aeon patch actually activates, sends a message. So when you wear the patch, just like any other patch, on an acupoint on your body, it is sending a light signal with a message to the body. In this case, Aeon's job is to signal a very powerful peptide that is actually created in the liver. So it's the most powerful peptide in the human body that is actually produced in the liver. Now, with that being said, today, before we go into anything else about Aeon, I want you to go ahead and make a note of this. Are you aware that the acupuncture system in the body is actually 200 times faster? It works 200 times faster than our nervous system. And so that's why when you apply LifeWave patches to acupoints, they're getting a message via light, and that's what's signaling the body. So pretty cool information, isn't it? So our acupuncture system works 200 times faster than our nervous system. Well, think about this. If you're in pain or there's a lot of inflammation or whatever the situation, but especially pain and inflammation, don't you want to go toward the fastest healing result? And so that's why it is often said that the LifeWave patches can actually reduce pain or actually move pain completely out at the speed of light. Okay. Now, another known fact, and that is one of the most powerful pain relief protocols. I can't talk about Aeon and not talk about its really powerful role in pain relief. And so I want to kind of start there. And so Aeon itself is a very powerful resource or patch to help people with pain relief. So the very first thing, and today's not about Ice Wave, we'll get to Ice Wave later on, but to stay very Aeon focused. Whenever somebody has pain, I always ask them, is it more chronic pain? Is it acute? Is it more systemic, meaning all over the body? Or is it more localized? And people know really the source of their pain. And so no matter what they tell me, upper torso, lower torso, all over pain or localized, I'm going to always start by using an Aeon patch on their back of their neck, on their C7 vertebrae. Why? Because the Aeon that elevates this powerful liver peptide is highly anti-inflammatory. So it, again, is working on an acupoint using the acupuncture system. That's why this is so effective so fast. So always, when anybody's in pain, make sure you start with Aeon on the back of their neck, because that works systemically with the brain better than any other acupoint. So Aeon first, drink some water, and just check in with them and see if that didn't reduce their pain. Sometimes even completely shifts and clears it, but it should probably reduce it by at least half of it. And again, when I speak to Ice Wave, I'm going to give you some wording and some dialogue just to kind of help you really easy help people with pain. And it's always important to have a compass to follow. So, all right. So that's the first thing, that Aeon is essential in the pain relief process. It's the first step of the two-step pain relief process. So Aeon is number one, and then you follow with Ice Wave. All right, the other thing I want to share with you about Aeon is that it is pretty extraordinary when, again, not diagnosing, we're never doing that, but it's really helpful for managing the symptoms of MS. That comes directly from David Schmidt. I've been in his audience so many times when people will ask the questions about Parkinson's or MS. And it's always important that you let them know, because we know that there's no cure for either, but we can manage the symptoms. So that's your dialogue, that's your languaging. And so the so the Aeon patch is really great for managing symptoms of MS, and a really good partner patch for that would be the Ice Wave, and Ice Wave on the bottom of the feet, and then Aeon in the back of the neck. Again, that was a little insight today. Yesterday we talked about how to help people with stress detoxing. This is because there seems to be, I keep hearing about people having and dealing with MS more and more. That just is really concerning. All right, so that is how to handle that. And you want to know another little secret? That here's a little insight. Again, not necessarily an Ice Wave training today, but on the notes where we're talking about pain relief, this incredible two-step patch system, this patch protocol for pain relief, and in the back of the neck. And if that pain is all over pain, fibromyalgia type of pain, chronic pain, lower back pain, take the Aeon patch in the back of the neck, again, and bring Ice Wave to the bottom of the feet. Put that in your notes. Whenever anybody asks about pain relief, or if ever you are dealing with that, Aeon in the back of the neck, Ice Wave on the bottom of the feet. It is the number one go-to, let's just say, protocol for that. So I think you're going to find that really helpful. All right. Also, migraines. You can certainly do Aeon as a starting point for migraines. And here's how you can do that. We have these acupoints on the back of our neck, where our head basically cradles. There's also a power point behind your ear. It's an acupoint behind the ear. There's these sensitive areas where your head is cradled on your neck. If you are dealing with a migraine or any kind of, even brain fog or any type of where brain balancing might be needed here, especially again, if there's been chronic stress, if somebody's really having a hard time just kind of coping with life, or maybe they're having some chronic sleep disorders and things like that. You can use 2 Aeon patches, one on each point. Again, all you have to do is take your fingers and just start to feel for these more tighter, sensitive areas right behind the neck. So you could put one patch here and the other patch back here, drink some water, wait a couple minutes, but note, it can take up to 20 minutes for inflammation to actually leave the body. You might have somebody that has a quick pain relief because of ice wave, but it's important that you know that it can take up to 20 minutes for inflammation to dissipate. All right, so really helpful information with that. So again, for brain balancing, you can really put Aeon. Aeon's going to be the most helpful patch for brain balancing. Again, you can use 2. You can also use an Aeon patch behind the right ear. Very powerful, especially if somebody's having, some situations with sleep. A powerful sleep combination. Silent night is wonderful, but if you really want to help someone who's having chronic sleep issues, insomnia, where maybe silent night is just not enough for them, you can take an Aeon patch at the back of the neck or behind the right ear and an Alavita on that third eye. That Alavita Aeon combination at night, along with a little bit of water, is so powerful. Why? Alavita, anti-inflammatory, very calming on the nervous system through the acupoints. Alavita, when worn at night, which is the best time to wear it, not only are you getting all the other great Alavita benefits, but it is the patch that moves and shifts oxidative stress from the day. So again, using the Aeon patch and partner it with the Alavita, that's a powerful PM protocol for really great sleep. It's also a great patch for heightened meditation. For those of you that, I'm a big believer in meditation. I choose meditation over medication. And so Aeon is known to support, because of what Aeon does, because of this peptide, and very calming and relaxing. It really helps someone get to the theta state. And it is a powerful way to just get, much more out of your meditation. So it's very supportive with that as well. And one other tip for Aeon, and that is there is a powerful connecting point. So your energy medicine tip for today is on the top of your head. It's really our soft spot. So every baby's born with a soft spot. And even as adult, no matter how many birthdays we have a tender spot on the top of our head. So feel for it. You can actually feel for your own tender spot. Everybody has one, and it's a place they call in acupuncture the 100 meeting point. 100. So over 100 of our energy, our pathways connect on the top of our head. And really, if you think about it, just the way God created us, and it's so beyond comprehension. And when you start learning, and understanding that we really are these incredible beings of light and energy, we always have been, because that's how our Creator intended. Well, just that fact. And so make a note in your notes to Google the acupoint called the 100 meeting point. And I think you're going to be just so, it's beautiful when you read about that. And so you can actually bless someone when you can kiss your love, or your children, or your grandchildren. You can actually kiss them on the top of their head, and it's just a beautiful thing that happens energetically. Well, you can also really support that precious spot on the top of your head by putting an Aeon patch there. And I can't really speak about what it's going to happen to each of you individually, but go ahead and try. You can do it at night. You can do it during the day when you're home. And drink some water. Of course, that is the golden rule with the patches. It really is. If you haven't got this message, it is patch, hydrate, heal. And so that's what I have for you today. And I'm going to go ahead and, one more thing that is probably the biggest thing when it comes to Aeon, and that, yes, we know this as it's a way that you could actually help people patch their way to peace. So it's a peace of mind patch. I've heard people refer to this as their Zen patch. Love that. But it really is that anti-stress patch. And write this down. I know you heard me say this, quite often. We know that stress enters the body at the speed of thought. We can measure this. The Aeon patch is something I've been using in my coaching and my mentorship practice. I can't imagine doing life without the Aeon patch. I can't imagine why somebody would want to, because the Aeon patch, even when you don't think you're stressed. See, it's always understanding that we have unconscious thoughts and conscious thoughts. And so that Aeon patch is so highly protective, and it protects you from all those stressors and all those thoughts, even the unconscious ones, because every time stress enters the body, it's leaving a trail. There is going to be there's a cause and effect to everything. And so the Aeon patch itself, I actually use this in a demonstration, whether I'm just within a small group or on stage. You can also do it via Zoom, but you can teach people how highly supportive the Aeon patch can be in their life by having them just do a little bit of muscle testing. And you just push down in their hand. Again, where you are pushing down and they're resisting, and it's just a quick way for you to kind of have a starting point where they can actually feel, yeah, this is what strength feels like. Then you have them close their eyes. Then you have them think of a thought that is, really causing them a lot of stress. They're not even speaking the words. They're thinking stressful thoughts. Have them nod to you once they've got those thoughts in their mind. Now have them raise their hand back up. Now have them try to resist as you push down, and almost always they will lose at least half their strength, if not all their strength. The arm will just go down, and it can be even really big, strong guys. And here's why, is that stress goes in and it enters the body at the speed of thought. That's why we have them not speak a word, just think the thought. And what happens is that it completely weakens their whole, it weakens their system, and they can fight it. They can even know it's coming. And they will literally go weak. Now come back, patch them, put a patch on their back of their C7, give them a glass of water. Remember, water is your energy conductor. This time, have them think those very same stressful thoughts. Bring that, let them know, you have them nod when their thoughts are there. Have them raise their hand back up. Do that energy test again. And guess what? Always, they're strong as if they tested them the first time. And almost always they're stronger than that first go around. So it's a powerful patch to integrate in pain relief, in brain balancing, in sleep, and in interrupting stress at the speed of light. So, all right, thank you. So if you have, just so you know, I can't see who you are when you're asking a question, unless right above where you see this, there is that little permission. You have to grant YardStream just one time. It might say StreamYard or YardStream. You just click on it. Only one time grant them permission to feature your name, because that way I can actually see who's asking a question. So I'm going to go ahead and just stick around for a few minutes. Feel free to type in and ask any question you would like to ask me about Aeon or energy. Okay. I'm so glad that you like it. I see great info. You're so welcome. I see hello, but I can't see who you are. So I'm going to just allow another moment for those of you that might need to quickly do some registering. And if not, we will go ahead. And again, I don't want to exit too soon because I know that just takes a moment. Let me see if I can see something here. No? Okay. All right. Well, I think that is what I have for you today. You can always go in. This replay will be available in the Facebook. Also, I will send it out. When you join me live, you get to ask questions. You get this information early, but we have decided to make sure that we send it out the next day. I noticed some exhibitions show patches on clothing. Okay. So looks like Dr. Hannah. I've noticed some exhibitions shows patches on clothing. It has to be on the body, right? No, great question. So because we are working with energy, the patches actually work. Yes, they work the best on the skin. Okay, it actually stimulates the skin. But actually, it can work on clothing because that still would be in the energy field, just like it can work on pets. And it can be on the fur of your fur babies, or it can be on maybe underneath the collar. So the answer in short is that it doesn't have to actually be on skin to work as long as it's near the skin. I've actually had people that have had issues with eyes take their sleep mask and at night take their patches, take the little adhesives off and go directly. You don't want to put these on your eyelids, but you can put them directly on the eye mask portion. So now when it's on you, your eyes are getting, the glutathione or the Aeon. And so great question. So yeah, it can be fur, skin, or clothing. Skin is always the best, but you know what? Clothing works. Absolutely. And you can actually energize, you can actually go ahead and hold them in your hand, even without removing the backing to test, right? Even if you want to do that energy test, you could actually have them hold it without removing the adhesive. You can actually have them hold it to their back of their neck. So great question. Does anybody else have any quick questions here for me? Are you enjoying this? Are you enjoying Patch School? Little segments. You answer that? Thank you then. Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. All right. So this is where we will end it for today. Join me tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will be here at 1 o'clock Pacific, and tomorrow's patch is Ice Wave. And I'm going to teach you just a couple great little things to know about Ice Wave and answer any questions that you might bring me then. Thank you, everyone. Bye.